this is Ryan from the Linkosaurus training team, and in this video we're going to go over all the different features that have to do with Google review reply automation. So from the dashboard view, you're going to click reviews and then come down to reply templates. In this screen, it will default to most of the stuff is going to be turned off, just so as soon as you connect your first Google My Business location, the automation process is not going to be starting without you coming in here and customizing your preferences. So if you've already gone ahead and connected your Google My Business to the location within Linkosaurus, the automation will not start until you come in here and activate these features. So starting with the top, this is automation global settings. The automation global settings, depending on your size of your organization, it just gives you an easy go-to quick way to turn all automation off or on based on the settings you have below. So if you were ever in a situation where you didn't want to have any of your automated replies going out, you can quickly come in here and turn these off. So basically you would just literally check these, and once they are checked, then you can click the apply global settings. And so if you have a whole bunch of automation turned on, which we're going to cover here in a sec, but you then come over here and turn this, which would be on or off, it overrides everything you have set up here below. So you always want to make sure you hit apply settings after you make any one of these changes. The other thing is going to be the update all previously edited reviews. And the edited reviews reply is really important because let's just say somebody gives you a 1-star review and you've already replied to that 1-star review. And in the reply, it more than likely will say something that says, "I'm sorry," or "please reach out to us so we can resolve this problem." It's going to be a very specific reply based on the relatively poor review that you received. Well, let's just say the customer or consumer has contacted you and everything has been fixed. And what we see a lot of times with users is the reviewer, the Google reviewer, will go back and edit their review. Let's say they edit from a 1-star to a 5-star. Well, your 1-star reply is still there on Google for other Google users to see, and that's just not good. You want to make sure that the reply is relevant to the star rating. And so Linkosaurus allows you to go in and automate this just by selecting this, which we'll cover here in a sec. It allows you to have an automation set up for when a star rating has been changed. So if we want to come over here to inbox, just to do a quick reminder, let's just say we look at edit reviews. We come over here and we can see here that these have been edited. In this situation, here's a great example. This was a 5-star, now it's a 1-star. Well, if your initial reply was saying thanks, like this, best part of the day, seeing this, thank you so much, and now the review is a 1-star, well, you want to make sure your reply is relevant to the 1-star. And you're not going to have to go back in there and manually do it using this automated feature, which we'll talk about here in a little bit of detail. The automation feature will allow the system to automatically acknowledge that the review has been changed, and it's all related to the star rating. So if they go in there and they update the comments but not the star rating, it's not going to do anything. But as soon as the star rating has been changed, the automation will kick in and it will overwrite your old review. So instead of, if it went from a 5 to a 1-star, instead of saying thanks, this is the best part of a day, it's going to grab one of the 1-star edited reviews that you have checked here below, and it's going to overwrite that. And it won't acknowledge them. It won't send them a notification, but if any user goes in, they'll be able to see that your reply is relevant to their review. And so that's what this is. And so if at any point in time you have this feature turned off, you have all edited reviews turned off for whatever reason, a best practice is to come in here and click update all previously edited reviews since this was turned off. And so if somebody went in and you have no replies set up, but within link a source, the system is tracking and says this is an edited review, like the example I just shown. You turn this on, and over the course of about 60 minutes, every single review that is listed here is going to get updated based on the star rating and based on the automation we have here. So then the next step is, once you understand how this all works, is to come in here and you want to decide what automation you would like. And we'll just share some best practices from some current Linkosaurus users. Most Linkosaurus users have it set up to where the automation for comments with the reviews without comments is turned on for all locations. And so you would come in here and all star ratings. So there's no comments. So you know your reply can kind of be generic. And so you would go through here, make sure all these are turned on. Because all you're doing in this type of reply is acknowledging the star rating. You're not necessarily acknowledging the comments because there are no comments on these reviews. Again, these are all the reviews without comments, as you can see all the way across. And so that's just sort of a best practice. Again, you can do anything you like. This is all customizable, but that's just sort of a best practice. The next thing to do is under select locations for which the automation functionality will be enabled. So depending on the size of your organization, here we have 3 examples. And so we have automation turned on for all 3 locations. And if you have a lot of locations here, you only have 3, you can always sort this and it would show maybe the ones that are not selected, so you can go in there and you can select those and vice versa. And so if you want to have the option to where every single location within Linkosaurus is set up with automation, you would come in here, select this, and then you would check all the boxes. And so that's how you set up location for automated reviews without comments. The next step, going back to star 1, is automated replies to 1-star reviews with comments. A best practice, and what we see with a lot of Linkosaurus users, is they don't necessarily have this turned on for 1-stars. Typically not 1 stars, 2 stars, or 3 stars. Again, you can customize this any way you'd like. This is just sort of a best practice that we've seen throughout different users. And the reason is because you probably want to send these reviewers and these reviews a personalized reply. Let's just call it a manual reply. And so it ends up here in the awaiting tab, and then you can go in there and manually reply to it. You can scroll down and there is a link to a video on how to reply to Google reviews. Most users then, going back to 4 and 5 stars, will have this feature turned on because you're still probably saying thank you for the 4-star and thank you for the 5-star. And we'll talk about templates here in a sec. Even with the 4-star, your message can still be kind of generic, even though you're saying thanks. And you could say, hey, we're always striving to be a 5-star. Please reach out to us and we'll try to earn your 5-star. And we'll talk about those here in just a second. So that would be that. The next and the third automation is for edited reviews. And so I just mentioned the edited reviews up here and how that works. And so we would come in here and we would turn this on. And most Linkosaurus users have this turned on for all star ratings. And like I mentioned up above, this is going to be turned on, and this is activated when a star rating is changed to this star rating. And so if a user is a 4-star and they go back and they edit the review down to a 1-star, the system will acknowledge you have 1-star automated replies turned on, and it will go in and completely delete the first review reply and replace it with a 1-star reply. The user will not get an email notification by Google, but if that person or anybody else goes back and reads the review, it will be relevant to the star rating. You definitely don't want to have a thank you when you have a 1-star, as I mentioned above. So most people come in here and they will update this. And for the exact same opposite reason, if somebody gives you a 1-star and you fix it and now it says 5-star, you don't want to still be saying sorry about the 1-star. You want to override it with a 5-star. Exact same thing, coming in here and selecting the locations you want. You just have a lot of options as far as these settings are concerned. Always make sure you hit apply once you're done. And then the third and fourth step is going to be setting up your reply templates. And so you have some templates that are already in here. There are links below that talk about how to edit these and add these. But what all we're going to do is look through our different templates and decide which ones we want turned on for reviews. So these would be new reviews and edited reviews. And they don't necessarily have to be the same. Sometimes we see Linkosaurus users where they have them set on for new reviews, but they don't use the same for edited reviews. Again, you have total customization when it comes to that. And you would just check these and you would be all set. One thing to take note is if you have, in this example, 1 stars and you wanted to have these in automation, you're going to need to have at least 3 templates available, because the way the automation works, it's going to go in here and randomize the replies, and you want to make it seem as real as possible. And so if every single reply was just whatever this would be, then it would look automated, not be authentic. And if by chance you happen to get 5 or just a whole bunch of 1-star reviews with comments all in a row, anybody that comes in is going to see this exact same message, and it's just not going to look authentic, and it could do more harm than good. And so with any category, based on how you have this set up, if your automation is turned on, the only way it will work is if you have at least 3 different templates created and selected. You can't have, let's say you have 10 templates, but only 2 are checked. The automation will not turn on unless you have all at least three set up in automation. If you have any questions about this or anything else, you can always go to your profile and go to support, and a Linkosaurus team member will be there to assist you. And as always, link and soar with us.